Hey guys, what's going on? Saving and back with another video. Holy crap. This isn't a script, this is a freaking timeline. I just wrote down the entire freaking Marvel timeline. I'm right here, I got my Marvel shirt on, but I took so much time into this and writing down the entire Marvel timeline. So just give me 1 second while I reorganize this. There we go, I just reorganized this. So, we are going to start now, are we? This is kind of in between because there's a lot of information I don't know. So, this is everything I do know. And it's not like there's, yes, okay, basically we start with the one above all and we end with the Eternals. That's basically how this works. How this timeline works. But basically in between some things, I'll tell you about it once I start going, but basically number one. So first there was darkness. There was nothing. And then the one above all creates one universe, one timeline with infinite possibilities. And in this timeline with infinite possibilities, basically, he's saying, alrighty, you got it. I'm going to create this and all y'all people in it. But if you go right, the thing that went left branches off to a new timeline. And that timeline can branch off into another timeline, along with that second timeline still branching, with the first timeline branching, and the third branching. And it's all just branching infinite because of one decision you made, not to mention all the other decisions that you and everyone else will make. So it's not only infinite towards you, it's infinite towards everyone. Moving on, the first creation of the one above all is the one below all. And they have basically what I believe is a giant fight, and the one below all loses. Then the Infinity Stones were created by the four beings. Now, I know that there's infinity, eternity, death, and give me 1 sec. Sorry, yes, I'm back. We have the four beings who created the Infinity Stones, which is infinity, eternity, entropidy, I don't know, and death. So, moving, you have a meteor, a vibranium meteor crashes into Wakanda, and after that, a little while after that, the tribes of Wakanda come together and basically stay out of the rest of the world's business. It just all happens. And then Thor's grandfather comes and he comes and he stops the Dark Elves from transforming the universe in darkness. Now, after that, you get a little while later, you get Odin banishes Hela to Hell after Hela, starts war and kills the Valkyrie's lover and all this stuff. And then just a short time after that, Odin fights the Frost Giants. Now, a long while after that, the first Captain America starts up, and that's Cap joining the army. That's him doing the war. That's all that. And then, after that, it is Hank Pym is now in the Cold War as Ant-Man. Moving on, the Quills get together. Yeah, the Quill. What's her name? Whatever the chick's name. Hold on. So, Ego and his girlfriend, I don't know exactly what her name is. This chick who loves Peter's mom, Peter Quill's mom. Anyway, this chick who loves country music. That was right. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, and then after Hank Pym as Ant-Man and the Wasp stop a bomb, basically a nuke from hitting New York. Moving on, Peter Quill is being abducted after we find out that his mom has cancer. And then we have the events of not the beginning of the Captain Marvel movie, but the beginning of Colonel Danvers. In her story, she crashes the plane. Joseph, move your foot. She crashes the plane, and yeah, she crashes it was some alien ship. It was the Creed, and the plane crashes, and then the Space Stone shoots basically its energy inside her, giving us Captain Marvel. Anyway, after Thanos screws over Gamora and basically he does, and he takes his people, cuts them in half. This is before he got the stones, and he just went to planet, going across the planet and finding everyone and counting them and splitting them into two groups, one who will die and one who will not. And then Gamora, as we saw in Infinity War, that is when he did that to Gamora. Moving on, we have the...
Oh, wait, hold up. I need to say...
Hold on. Okay, yeah, so not the events of the movie, the beginning of the movie, but this is when she crashes down to Earth and in that Blockbuster store. Anyway, then we get the Iron Man events, the first events of Iron Man. And then we got Iron Man 2, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk, all kind of like stacked together. It all kind of happens at the same time. And then we get Cap gets thawed out. He gets thawed, realizes he's been asleep for almost 70 years. Nick Fury tells him about that. And then he goes to learn boxing. And then we got the first Avengers movie. It's the first Avengers movie. You know the story. You get Loki, who shows up, screws everything up, gets the scepter. Gets the scepter from none other than Thanos. Yeah. And then, after that, we get Iron Man... Hold on, guys. Anyway, we have Iron Man... Actually, in between that, in the very beginning of Spider-Man Homecoming, where you see, what's his name? Dang it. It's like... Yeah? Oh, you scared me. That one scared me. It's like... dang. Vulture. Before he became Vulture, how he got laid off because it wasn't illegal, but some idiots came in and screwed him over. So then he starts his life of crime, but then we get into that later. After that scene, Iron Man 3 happens, and right after Thor 2. Moving on, we have Captain America 2. So I keep saying like the number. I'm going to say the number. I'm not going to actually say like the name, but Captain America 2. I'm going to go ahead and say this one, The Winter Soldier. And, yeah, you know all that. That's when, yeah. Moving, we have Guardians, and then just like a couple months after, Guardians 2. After Guardians 2, we move on to Avengers Age of Ultron. Ultron is alive, creates Vision and the Mind Stone. He's on to try to, destroy everything. And then after we see... the Avengers move upstate, and we get none other than we get none other than the Infinity Stones. That is actually, you know what, technically, we don't get the
time, power, space, reality, mind, soul.
Yeah, but actually, technically, we're not actually introduced to, the Gauntlet stones yet. We're just introduced into the actual Gauntlet. But either way, moving on from when we see Thanos get the Gauntlet in the post-credit scene, fine. I'll do it myself. Anyway, yeah. The events of the first Ant-Man movie take place. He gets out of prison, meets his old friend, and then he ends up, leaving his life of crime, but then gets fired from Baskin Robbins, because Baskin Robbins always finds out. And then they move on, and he decides to go back to his life of crime. And then after he finds the Ant-Man suit, decides to not go to his life of crime. And then, if I may quote, he decides to his life of breaking into places and stealing stuff are done. Now, what do you need me to do? I need you to go break into some places and steal some stuff. Anyway, moving on. the events of Captain America Civil War, we find out that Bucky is actually, wait, hold on, not alive because he's alive at Winter Soldier, but he is unbrainwashed, and he is now a good guy, but Tony Stark does not see it that way. Moving on, we got right after that the events of Black Widow. What Black Widow does after we know about basically everything else except what Black Widow did. So that movie covers that one.
My second movie of my favorite.
You like that's your second favorite movie? Mm-hmm. And you're crazy. I didn't like that movie.
Good, bro.
I did not like the movie The Black Widow. Anyway, right after that, the events of hold on. Moving on, we have the events from Spider-Man: Homecoming. And yes. Then, after Spider-Man Homecoming, we get Doctor Strange.
Yeah, bro.
Now, technically, this is not Doctor Strange like the movie or anything. It's just the,
It's the guy that holds the time stone.
No, but that's Doctor Strange. I'm not talking about the events of Doctor Strange the movie. I'm talking about when Doctor Strange worked down at, yes? Yes? Hold on, guys. Wait, hold on. Anyway, yes, sorry. So then it's like Doctor Strange when he's working down at the hospital. After we get Thor Ragnarok. Now after Thor Ragnarok, even I don't remember if it's the post-credit scene or if it is at the very end of the movie, but we see that.
Yeah, David, where's the remote?
It should be like over there somewhere, I think. Anyway, hold on. Wait, one more thing, guys. Okay, so basically, even though I don't remember if it's post-credit scene or if it's not, but even though yes, they find him, I believe Ant-Man and the Wasp actually happens after Thor Ragnarok, and the events of Infinity War take place just like right after Ant-Man and the Wasp. Either way, after Infinity War, after that all mess, you know, he oh no. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Hold up. I screwed up. Hold up. Wait a minute.
What'd you do?
Just shut up.
To the gauntlet.
No, I did not do anything to the
That
gauntlet.
thing was $100.
I didn't do anything to the gauntlet. Okay. Sorry. Moving on, we get the events of Thor goes for the head. You know, Thanos snaps. After that, he retires, goes to his place. And then we meet Captain Marvel. Well, actually, at the end of Infinity War, the post-credit scene, as Nick Fury is about to dust away, he summons Captain Marvel, which is very good because can you put that back? And then the other at the other post-credit scene of Infinity War, I think it's Infinity War at least, we see that Colonel Danvers or Cap Marvel is now on Earth talking to the Avengers. Then Thor goes for the head. After that, we get Smart Hulk.
Wait,
in between
Thor goes for the head?
Yeah.
Bet.
Okay, yeah, but anyway, in reality, you put that back. You get Smart Hulk in between the blip and anywhere. I'm trying to remember. No, it's not. I think no. Basically, not in between the blip, sorry. Basically, in between that 5 years, for Hulk, well, no, Bruce Banner puts himself in like gamma radiation or something and transfers his brain into the Hulk. And that creates Smart Hulk. After you get the events of Avengers Endgame, after that 5-year timeline and all that. And then things get complicated. They go back in time to branch 1. Hulk goes and tries to get the time stone. And that creates a branch because they remove... hold on. Alright guys, sorry, I'm back. But yeah, basically, after the events of... let's see, let me continue. Yeah. He goes and gets the time stone, which branches off into the events... I keep saying events for some reason. It branches off into a universe where technically Dormammu doesn't get stopped because Thor, not Thor. I keep screwing up my word. Most of the time in my videos, I keep ending up talking so much that I end up screwing up my words because I'm talking so much. But yeah, we get the Time Stone right here, and when Hulk takes the Time Stone from the Sorcerer Supreme, we get a universe where basically Dormammu wins because Doctor Strange wasn't able to stop him with the Time Stone. He never twists the apple forwards and backwards in time. He never learns about the Time Stone because Time Stone is taken. Then we get Branch 2. Cap says, "Hail Hydra" to the man who gives him the Mind Stone, and he doesn't.
What does Hail Hydra even mean?
It's like, I don't know, it's like basically the call sign of Hydra. It's like, yeah, Hail Hydra or whatever, yeah. And then, basically, after that, you get Branch 3, Loki. That is, I think, one of the only branches that is actually really important. That branch spits off into, excuse me, where he gets the stone, he gets the Tesseract, and then Hulk starts screaming, "No stairs!" and basically just hits him right in the face with the door. And he goes all back, and Loki picks up the Space Stone and leaves. Then they go to the 1970s, where they go and get the Tesseract from, like, the place where Captain America was born, even though he wasn't actually born there. Moving on, we have the Reality Stone Steel. This is Branch, technically the 1970s was Branch 4, this is Branch 3. Yeah, when they go, Fat Thor and Rocket go get the Reality Stone from Dark World. Yes, moving on. That page is done. There's so many. Branch number 5. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. Sorry, my phone was about to die. I had to go get my charger really quickly. Anyway, Branch number 5. Black Widow sacrifices herself. Excuse me. To get the Soul Stone. After Branch number 6, yes, War Machine and Nebula go get the Power Stone. Now, Branch number 7, Thanos comes to present day after for some reason, I'm trying to remember the events. Yeah, for some reason Nebula doesn't just leave. She's like, "Thanos knows." It's great that Thanos knows. How about you go and leave? Anyway, now we have, this is not a branch. This is now, we are back to present day. And Iron Man now snaps. Iron Man snaps, dusting away and erasing from existence Thanos' army along with Thanos. So technically, that is Branch 9, maybe? Now, all branches but one, no, yeah, the snap wasn't a branch, but all the branches but one are erased. You go back, actually, no, they're not. So, basically how universes work is you get, so we'll just use this for example. I'm going to pick this skull chest up right here. Yes, Chuck?
I did the PlayStation logo.
Oh, that's actually cool. That's actually really cool. Anyway, so how universes work is, theoretically, now I don't believe in alternate universes, but let's say they existed. And right now we're talking about Marvel, so in Marvel they do exist. So right now in the Marvel, how it would work is if I was to pick up this chest, okay, I have the option to set it down. Well, let's say I don't set it down. That branches into 2 timelines. I have 1, I do set it down, or 2, I continue the timeline and don't set it down. So technically it only branches off into 1, but there still are 2. But there's also others because I can open it, I can move it, I can do all this stuff, but that doesn't matter right now. We're just using setting it down or keeping it here. So if I set that down, that means that I just created a branch where I didn't set it down. And now, if I was to go back in time and erase me from doing that, I kill myself there, or if time travel works, if it's like you just it's like memory kind of thing, and you're still in the same spot. There's not two of you. This happened. It's in other movies and stuff. Terminator? Nah, maybe. I don't know. But, so if I stop myself somehow from putting this chest down, well, that other branch still continues even if I erased it. So all of the branches I just mentioned are still there, still going continuously, even though they are erased. Moving on, that one is Loki. That is the one that doesn't get erased. Moving on, Cap stayed in when he was going to do Mjolnir, the Reality Stone, and all the stones, all that. He stayed in the, 80s, 60s, I don't know exactly. But to stay with his love and old Cap. Now, technically, there are now two variants. Old Cap is now a variant, and the Gamora is now a variant. So, yeah. And the Gamora from that time. Anyway, now we got, what's it called? Cap stays, becomes old. Moving on, we got the events of Spider-Man Far From Home. Where technically how, what's it called? I forgot to use an honorable mention. Stop Far From Home. You know what? Yes, Far From Home. Far From Home happens, and then after Far From Home, you basically... Hold on, I'm trying to word this correctly. Far From Home brings in Mysterio. Now, if you guys don't know, Mysterio in the comics is a big bad villain for Spider-Man. Also, I believe is a part of the Sinister Six. And in the comics, Mysterio and the Elementals are actually from another dimension, another multiverse. No, from another Earth. I believe 616. Either 616 or 313. Either one. But because now that we know about a multiverse, does that mean he, even though he guessed, he was just creating that off the top of his mind, he was right? That's my question. Anyway, the events of Far From Home come in. After Far From Home, you get now a movie I have not seen, and apparently a brand new character, apparently not even in the deep dark section of the comics. You get Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. What do? They add in a completely different character. But this time, it's kind of like Miles Morales, but not. Anyway, after Falcon, the Winter Soldier, you get... after Shang-Chi, you get the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. And that brings up quite a bit, which I'm not going to go over, because I don't feel like going over it. And then you get the events of Wanda Vision. One of my personal favorites. I loved Wanda Vision. It was great. Now, a lot of people in Age of Ultron, Wanda was said to get her powers from the Mind Stone. Well, I got this from someone. And yes, Joseph? Give me one second.
What number?
Anyway, we are back. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I got from someone who today, actually, we talked about Marvel. Today is Friday, by the way, so if this comes out like a different day, sorry, because I gotta do a lot of editing for this video. But this was told someone told me this on Friday, and holy crap, he was one of the people who inspired me to do this. Anyway, basically, let's say Wanda, her powers, because she was the Scarlet Witch, she was born with these powers. So, let's say her powers were able to destroy a city. No, sorry, destroy a building. Okay, well, the Mind Stone comes in.
David.
Hold on. And the Mind Stone comes in and boosts her powers. So, instead of destroying a city, she can destroy a town. Basically, that's how that thing works, and that's where he inspired
48.
me. 48?
Yeah.
Okay, I have no clue. Anyway, moving on from Wanda Vision, you get Loki. And technically, Endgame was the thing that brought in the multiverse, but at the same time it wasn't, because Loki was. Loki, after the Infinity Saga, I gotta tell you, I was kind of sad. I was like, oh, nothing's more powerful than the Infinity Stones, blah, 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 blah. And then I learned about the freaking multiverse, and I'm like, nah, everything is more powerful than the Infinity Stones. one above, one below all. The cosmic beings, the 4 beings that created the Infinity Stones, the Eternals, all this stuff. Anyway, then you get Venom. Yes, Venom. Venom fits into this. Now, me and my friends, and one of my friends' girlfriend, went to go see Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Now, we already saw the first Venom, and that had nothing to do with the MCU, kind of. Then, we get Venom, Let There Be Carnage. And spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but, spoiler alert if you haven't seen any of these, I'll put it at the very beginning of the video. But, Venom 2, Venom Let There Be Carnage, at the post-credit scene, you see Venom, the Venom, the symbiote, talking about how, what you humans go through is nothing to compare to what we symbiotes go through every day. And then right when he is about to, show him or enlighten him somehow, the world starts to shake or whatever, and he gets entered into the universe where Spider-Man, he sees on the TV, Spider-Man is Peter Parker's name. No, Spider-Man's real name is Peter Parker, that thing. And then you get What If. Now, technically, actually, What If is before Venom. But, yeah. Moving on, you actually get, I forgot to mention this, but Eternals is after Endgame too. Now, the Eternals apparently are these ancient race of superheroes, which is, to me, really stupid. Because that being in Guardians of the Galaxy when the Collector was explaining the Infinity Stones to the Guardians? Well, that being that had that, giant staff or whatever, that was an Eternal. And not to mention, in the Eternals trailer, you see the reality Eternal. They're like, now we can't intervene or something. And they're talking about how and then it shows, and someone's like, wait, who told you that? And then it cuts to the reality Eternal or something. So, yeah, I don't like how there's some ancient race of superheroes. They should be some giant infinity monster things. Anyway, that is all my papers, but I'm not done. Because I still want to go over the movies that have yet to come out. No Way Home. That is right after Loki. Now, Loki introduces, obviously I already said, the multiverse. And technically, What If comes after Loki. So, for Spider-Man No Way Home comes right after What If. Okay, and now you got No Way Home. That is supposedly now about Peter going to Doctor Strange, asking for help, and then the multiverse collides, it destroys itself, and then you get Tom Holland Spider-Man, then you get Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and hopefully the main villains are the Sinister Six. But here's the problem. Now you got all these characters, all this multiverse, which means now literally everything Marvel, or even Sony for that matter, so Tobey Maguire, I don't think Andrew Garfield's Sony, but everything that isn't Marvel but is, so every character that is Marvel, or is Marvel Comics, is now a part of the MCU, because now we got the multiverse. So, all the anime Marvel, all the comic Marvel, all the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all of the, please don't, Joe, all of the cartoon, all of everything that is not the MCU is now the MCU. Is now the MCU because of the multiverse. Give me 1 sec. So, now, after No Way Home, you get Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which I have no clue what that's going to be about. But after Multiverse of Madness, you get... Hold up. After Multiverse of Madness, you get... What's it called? Yes, after Multiverse of Madness, you get Loki Season 2. After Loki Season 2, you get Wanda Vision Season 2. After Wanda Vision Season 2, you get... I don't know for sure. I don't know what's next in chronological order, but I know there's Wakanda Forever, Miss Marvel, other Spider-Man films, Captain Marvel 2, other movies. So I don't know exactly, but that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, hold on, give me 1 second. Thank you guys so much for watching, and
Snap.
see ya.